What up? What up, social media family? It's your boy, big brother, little brother. But it just depends on the situation. But it's your boy, Noble Alexander in the building. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We in the building. We in the building. What's up with y'all? Y'all good? I hope so, man. I really hope so. I hope everything's well. I hope everybody's blessed and having a good day, a good evening. Okay. Welcome to the I'll Slap the Sense into You podcast. Oh, yeah. You know how we do this. First and foremost, we want to open up by start off by saying Hotep, Shalom, Salam Alaikum, peace and blessings, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. What's up? Y'all see that topic down there, right? Y'all see that topic down there, right? Okay. We here. We here. We here. Yes, we are. We in the building. I hope you guys had a great week, having a great week. Okay. It's a lot going on this week. So I hope you stay prayed up, meditated up, stay focused on what you got to do and everything that you got going on with yourself. I really do hope that all is well. I really do hope that all is well. Okay. But we here. We here for another edition. Okay. We halfway through the season with this episode. We got 4 more episodes to go. You got to excuse me for wiping my face, y'all. Y'all know it's the summertime. We out here in California. Okay. Gets a little hot out here. It gets a little warm, get a little hot out here. But we here. And we live and and we in the building. Okay. All right. So let's hit the like button. Share, subscribe. Okay. We on this. You see the topic though, right? Yeah, You see the topic, right? You see the topic. Remembering the plandemic. But before we get into that, hey, y'all like my LA? You like my LA Kings hat? You know what I mean? Shout out to the West Coast. No disrespect to nobody else. No disrespect to no other side of the United States, whether it be the northern, the Midwest, the East Coast, the South. But we over here West Side. I gotta represent. Got my LA Kings hat on. That's Kings, man. We kicking it in God's sanctuary, just for those who don't know. Because that's what Kings do. We be kicking it in God's sanctuaries, right? So when you see them Kings hats on, that's what we doing, man. We kicking it in God's sanctuary. I'm just saying, we over here, man. We out here. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in. I'm gonna try. I say this all the time. I say this all the time. We're gonna try not to hold y'all too long, right? I'm gonna try to. I want to share some information and have a conversation with my family. But like I said, I always say this, but I'm gonna try my best. But we always end up going over an hour. All right, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Sometimes the downloads they be just flowing, they be just coming, and I don't. I just let it go, man. I just let it be what it's gonna be. But with that being said, we got a lot going on, right? Again, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. All right. But we got a lot going on. I want to address this Dr. Fauci situation, remembering the plandemic, because I don't know. I just feel like, excuse me. I just feel like people be having amnesia or something, like like some people forgot that we was there. Remembering the pandemic. Y'all remember the pandemic? Y'all remember that shit? Remember getting the needle, getting the jab? Oh, what I'm gonna say is this: I'm gonna try my best to speak a certain way, so you just gotta follow along. I'm gonna try my best. It's gonna be a little challenging, but I'm gonna try my best. One thing I also forgot: full disclosure for all those who are watching for the first time. This is the I'll Slap the Sense into You podcast. We're not here to slap the shit out of you or promote any type of violence. This slap is just a smack of to wake you up a little bit, because your pineal gland might be a little calcified, and that's okay, because you always need somebody in your life that's willing to pull your whole card, willing to have a conversation with you, that's unafraid to tell you the truth unapologetically. And that's what your boy Noble Alexander is here to do. So I'm doing it from a a big brother, a little brother standpoint. It just depends on the situation, but you know what it is. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Peace and blessings to all my soldiers out there, all my warriors, my physical warriors, spiritual warriors. And when I say warriors, I ain't just talking about men. Don't get it twisted. I'm talking about my lionesses out there. We got lions, but I'm talking about lionesses too. All right, don't get it twisted. It's a lot of men and women putting it down. So tonight we're going to share some information. We're going to have a discussion. What I'm going to do first is give you guys information to the best of my ability first, and then we're going to go in and do what we do. So what we talking about? We talking about that corona, the corona, and I'm not talking about no beer. I'm not talking about no beer. I'm not talking about no beer. I'm really talking about that virus that hit us at the end of 2019 and had us on lockdown from 2020 to 2023 or something like that, possibly 2024. All right, but y'all remember that? I know y'all do, but some people have amnesia, right? So why am I having this conversation? Because there's a guy that's doing a lot of Senate hearings, and he's on trial, and people are he's being questioned, and his name is Dr. quote unquote Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Anthony Fauci. Some people call him Dr. Fake, Dr. Snake. I don't know what to call him. I just know, he's about a goddamn Frodo grandpa from Lord of the Rings looking type of mofo. Okay? Not a big fan personally myself, only because I don't support anything or anybody that will sit up here and go against the people, go against truth. On this podcast, we got 4 pillars. We got God, nature, science, common sense. That's how we roll on this podcast. God, nature, science, common sense. I'm going to say it one more time. God, the Most High, the Most High. Let me be clear about that part. The Most High God, the source of all, nature, science, and damn common sense. I feel like common sense is like almost like a lost thing nowadays, but you got to have common sense. So I apologize if a lot of people don't get the my notifications for this episode for this particular show. I've been promoting a lot of anti plandemic. I call it plandemic because to me it was like a plan instead of a epidemic. It was more of a plandemic. And I've on my Facebook I've made a lot of posts regarding that fact, and I've just noticed. Let me see how you call it. I've noticed some shadow banning. Let me say that. I have noticed some shadow banning. Okay. So I'm gonna just say that. But we're gonna rock and roll because that's just what we do. Right. Again, hit the like button, share and subscribe. So the virus kicked off, we all know it's called COVID-19. It kicked off toward the end of 2019. So it's called COVID-19 because it's coronavirus 19. Coronavirus 19. So it's COVID-19. All right. That's what it is. So we all remember this. Most of us experienced. Rest in peace to everyone that has lost their lives due to the pandemic, due to a lot of different things that happen as a result of that. We want to definitely pour out a little bit of libations, right, for our loved ones that some of us may have lost during that time. So we want to send them some prayers and put out a little libation, right? Also, just like I say, I'm not a preacher. I am not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. As far as when it comes to my medical or any type of any of that experience, I go as far as pharmacy tech, right? That's my experience. I've been a pharmacy tech, okay? So I'm not a doctor. All right, let me make that clear. I'm not a registered nurse, not even a CNA. But again, on this show, we got 4 pillars. We got the Most High God, nature, science, common sense. And for me, that's just how I roll. And I'm sure that a lot of people that follow this channel, y'all roll with some of those same principles, if not all 4. Okay? So Dr. Fauci has been under scrutiny. They drug his ass to Capitol Hill. Now, mind you, our former president, Joseph Biden, had already pardoned Dr. Fauci, which is amazing because he pardoned him and he gave him a pardon without him facing any scrutiny. He wasn't even locked up. He wasn't even under investigation or trial or anything. But for some strange reason, Joseph Biden, okay, gave Dr. Fauci a pardon. And that pardon starts from 2014 all the way up until, I guess, the present. And so if there's anybody who's watching this, they following, they listening, feel free to comment in the chats. I'm not a hater. I don't duck and dodge. If you have something to add to the conversation, please feel free to do so. Okay. So they gave him a pardon, and it just so happened, it's funny how they gave this dude a pardon, right? And the development of these so-called vaccines and things that took place started during 2014. So it's just funny to me how his pardon covers him starting from 2014. Me, I'm not a big fan of coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences. You know, I just move a certain way. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like you got to do that, right? So let's start with some of the facts. Okay. The basic one is there was a virus that allegedly happened. It spread not through just in America, but it was all over the world. Okay. This was a global thing. It was a epidemic, if I'm not mistaken, because there's another one. Um, shoot, I forgot what it's called, but one is when it's located for your region, your nation, and then it's when it's global. I believe it's called an epidemic. But so this was an epidemic. Okay, but there's another one. There's another term that is called. I can't think of it right now. It escapes me, and I'm mad that it does that, especially live. But this was an epidemic. Okay, it's because this was global. Okay, everybody in the world was dealing with this for the most part, if you do your own homework and research, because there were certain regions of the world, for some strange reason, that a lot of people over there didn't even have to even worry about it or deal with it. But we're not going to get into that because it's going to take us into another conversation. But there are some key factors that I do want to discuss. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to go over some key points, and I'm going to show some videos. I'm going to go over the facts, the actual facts. I'm going to go over, show a couple of videos, and then we're going to do what we do. We're going to have a little fun. Why is this a little personal for me? It is because I feel like a lot of people got ostracized from their friends and families. A lot of people that didn't want to get the needle, the jab, it was a lot of, this situation caused a lot of division. It did. It did. It caused a lot of division, and me personally, a little unjust, but that's just me. But it did. And I feel like because family and friends and, you know, just having your circle and your community is important, I feel like it's a shame that we allow differences of opinion, differences, and maybe they made a health issue political. Go figure, right? But they did that. Okay. So I'm going to share some information with you, and I'm also going to go over some videos and kind of respond to these videos tonight. So one thing I want to share is they keep talking about the origins of the coronavirus. I'm not here to debate the origins, how it started, where it started, but I do want to go over this first point. There was this thing called gain of function research that was spearheaded by Dr. Fauci. Oh, Lord of the Rings, Frodo, Grandpa, Hobbit looking ass mofo, right? Oh, goddamn, Rumpelstiltskin looking ass mofo, right? It's a thing called gain of function research. So I'm going to read y'all something. So it won't be, and y'all, and as I'm talking, feel free to Google, feel free to chat GPT, any and everything that I'm saying. Pretend I'm lying. Do your own homework. I'm not going to give it all. I'm just going to give you enough tonight to where at least, you know, maybe it can start a conversation. You know what I mean? That's all I'm on. So let me do this. It's called gain of function research. So what gain of function research, and that's important because you're going to hear this a lot now, and you should have heard it a lot during the plandemic, right? During the epidemic, right? With this virus. So gain of function research is basically, in a nutshell, it's taking these viruses and then doing research and developing them in a way to see how it could affect human beings. But hold on. Gain of function research. It says, and I got this from Chat GPT. I'm gonna read y'all Chat GPT. All right. I'm just saying, I know what it is. I already know. I've done this. The cool thing about it, I've actually done this before on one of my episodes a couple years ago during the pandemic. So I've done this whole discussion before. So it says gain of function research is a broad term for scientific research that gives an organism, often a virus, bacterium, or other microbe, a new or enhanced ability so science can study how it works. Now, I'm going to read it, and you try to break it down. We're going to talk about it, all right? For I don't want to say us commoners because I don't want to call us commoners. I don't even want to insult our level of intelligence. But you know, sometimes you may not be in a specific field. You may not be a doctor. You may not be a lawyer. You may not be a mechanic. So sometimes you may need a mofo to come down here and break this shit down in layman's terms, all right? So I'm going to start over. It says, gain of function research is a broad term for scientific research that gives an organism, often a virus, bacterium, or other microbe, a new or enhanced ability so scientists can study how it works. Now, why would they want to do some shit like that? Why would you want to take some shit and give it an ability to do some more shit that it's like if it's not natural in nature, why are you enhancing some shit? Why are you going to take some shit, enhance it to see how it works? All right, whatever. For example, researchers might alter a virus to better understand how it affects cells, how it spreads between hosts, how it might evolve in the future, whether vaccines or other antiviral drugs would still work against new variants. Okay? So this is like, if it's not already happening, if it's not natural, why would you take something and then manipulate it in a way where it, like they said, like it just says, a new or enhanced? Why would you enhance a goddamn virus? To see how it works. Like, who thinks like that? Like, okay, we're going to leave that there, right? It's important to note it's important to note that not all gain of function research is controversial. Many gain of function experts consider a low risk and are commonly used in biology, such as modifying bacteria to produce insulin, studying genes in laboratory organisms. Okay. Again, this is what we got. So then once they did their gain of function research to take a virus, enhance it, and see how it could affect humans, because prior, I just read it to you, it was something that was enhanced. So it didn't have the ability to affect humans prior to you mofos playing with it. But okay, all right, that's cool. That's cool. So then they say they came out with a vaccine for it, right? Which is called a mRNA vaccine. Okay. All right. So what is mRNA? It's messenger Ruben nucleic acid is a vaccine using a small piece of genetic material called messenger RNA to instruct some of the body's cells to temporarily make a harmless protein from a virus. Your immune system then learns to recognize that protein and can respond more quickly if you encounter the virus later. All right. Okay. The vaccine is the medical product used to help prevent disease. While the technology, you might want to highlight technology, refers to the method used to create and deliver it. mRNA is a molecule that carries instructions from DNA to the cell's protein making machinery. And mRNA vaccines contains a synthetic piece of mRNA that includes some of your cells to temporarily make a harmless protein from a virus, such as spike protein of SARS-CoV-2. Okay, so basically, what they're trying to say is that you know how when you get a vaccine, right? So when you get a vaccine, okay, if y'all know anything about the vaccines, prior to all this mRNA shit, which is a vaccine technology, you got to do your homework because it's dealing with nanotechnology. So you're putting nanoparticles into your body when you get the needle, the jab. So you got to understand that. You do your own homework. I told you tonight, I'm going to give you what I'm going to give you. I'm going to share with y'all what I'm going to share. Anything other than that, do your own damn homework, right? So, but basically, the way a vaccine works is, say you got the bird flu, right? So the vaccine takes some of the bird flu, but it takes more of like the dead parts of the bird flu that's not mainly really active. It takes that and they use that to make a vaccine to put into you. So what's happening is when you give so-called, you get the needle or the jab, right? When you get the needle or the jab, the way it works is they're giving you a small piece of, like a dormant piece of whatever this infection is. So when your body encounters it in real life, a full form of it, because the body is magnificent. That's one thing, again, going back to the Most High. Again, the four pillars starting with the Most High. The body is magnificent. So it's already designed to do everything. And it's so funny how we got to do all this shit now, but nobody had to do this during the time of the Bible, during the time of all the ancient years when humans was around. It's just funny how all of a sudden all this shit is taking place that we just got to do just to live, right? But we're here. So people been surviving without all this shit prior. Okay, anyway. So they give you a small, like, dormant form of whatever it is that they're trying to get you to build immunity to. Expose your body to it. That's why sometimes you can get you can get the jab, and you might feel a little under the weather, a little tired, a little, because your body is fighting an infection. But what they're doing is it's like preemptive strike. They're exposing your body to something. So when your body can naturally build the natural antibodies in your natural immune system to fight it because you've been exposed to it, because that's how our human bodies work, especially for the most of us, right? So when you, if and when you encounter that virus or bacteria or whatever it is in real form, when it hits you, your body is like, oh, okay, we got this. We recognize this. We've dealt with this before. We're going to handle this, okay? That's what it does. That's the whole purpose of you know, you know what? I wanted to do something a little different, and I don't even see it on here. But that's the. Oh, there we go. Aha. So that's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose of. Oh, I missed somebody. Say hello. Who the hell said hello? I seen a hello. I'm sorry if I missed you, but that's what the vaccine does. Okay, whoever said hello, I am so sorry. I don't know why it popped up and went away. But anyway, so that's what a vaccine does. It exposes, excuse me, you to a small piece of whatever the actual virus is. So you could build antibodies and immune to it, get immune to it. If you encounter it in real life, your body, it won't be like, oh, this new thing. You've already souped up your whole immune system for it, and you can handle it to where it either doesn't have an effect on you at all or very little effect. Okay. So that's the whole purpose of that. Now, the only difference is that this particular vaccine, this mRNA vaccine, is a technical thing. So it deals with nanotechnology. You got to look up nano, you got to look up technology. There's a movie called it's G.I. Joe has a movie. It's called, I think it's fuck, I forgot which one is a Rise of the Cobra. It's a G.I. Joe movie. And that whole movie is about nanotechnology and what you can do with nanotech. So I'm just saying, go ahead and you might want to check that movie out, right? All right. So let me just I'm gonna keep going for y'all. All right. Let me keep, like I said, I'm gonna share information. All right, let me see. We did this part. Yeah, we did that. Okay. Oh no, I'm gonna read this part. Okay. So it says your immune system. I'm gonna start right here. It says your immune system recognizes that protein as foreign and builds an immune response, including antibodies and immune memory. So that's basically what I was just saying. The mRNA is broken down naturally by the cell after it has been used. It does not enter the cell's nucleus where your DNA is stored, and it does not change your DNA. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Nanotechnology. Huh. Okay. It says so. Yes, mRNA are based on mRNA technology, which is a biotechnology platform used to develop vaccines and is also being studied for other medical treatments, including some cancers, therapies, and rare genetic diseases. Okay. Now, who had vaccines, right? Because remember, one thing you got to know is this was a global thing. So this is a pandemic. Ah, there you go. It hit me. Boom. So an epidemic is more of a small regional thing, city, state, nation. But a pandemic, pan, is global. Aha. That's what it hit me. Okay, there we go. All right. So since this was a global thing, every country and every continent did not have the same vaccine manufacturers. To me, that's very important. So I'm going to read y'all something. It says companies that developed and marked COVID-19 vaccines. There were around 20 manufacturers whose vaccines were authorized for use somewhere in the world during the pandemic. See, I thought it was pandemic. It had to come to me. I just had to wait. These include companies such as Pfizer, Biotech, Moderna, Oxford, AstraZeneca, which we didn't have AstraZeneca. That was in Europe. That was in UK. Okay. You need to remember, you highlight this stuff. Like I said, just pretend I'm lying, do your home chat GBT and Google this shit yourself. Right? Johnson & Johnson, Janssen, Novavax, all right, Sinovac, Sinopharm, Bifrat, Biotech, CanSino, Gamaleya, and others. Total manufacturers producing COVID-19 vaccines, including contractors and manufacturers and regional producers, the number was high by 2025. So when COVID first came out, they only had 20 major manufacturers of the COVID-19 jab, okay? By 2025, they had at least 50 different COVID-19 vaccines have been authorized in one or more countries involving dozens of manufacturers worldwide, okay? So that's important. That's important. I need some of y'all to understand this and remember that. And it says total manufacturers producing COVID-19 vaccines. The number was higher by 2025. At least 50 different COVID-19 vaccines have been authorized in one or more countries involving dozens of manufacturers worldwide. All COVID-19 manufacturers worldwide. The World Health Organization reported data on 98 vaccine manufacturers globally in its 2025 analysis of the vaccine market, covering manufacturers of all types of vaccines, not only COVID-19. Okay. So now, remember the situation started at the end of 2019. And then remember, they kind of had us on like this, what the fuck we gonna do mode for almost a year. And then they like, oh, we got a vaccine. Now, when you do your homework, you'll find out that there was a patent on some of these jabs from, I'm gonna say for sure from what I saw, a couple decades ago. So now you do your own homework on that. But remember, they left us in limbo, like, well, we got to figure out what we're going to do. We're going to start making stuff, right? All right, cool. Remember, it took them about almost a whole year to actually start giving everybody these so-called jabs in these, this antidote, right? So then let's do this, right? But what we got to realize is how long does it typically take to make a vaccine? See, because most of us don't know that. Most of us don't know how long it actually takes to make a legitimately proven vax. First of all, it says the typical timeline. The research and discovery alone takes 2 to 5 years. The research and discovery, because there's different phases of this to bring to the public a vaccine that's just not knocking everybody down. Catch that when you get home. The research and discovery alone takes 2 to 5 years. Google it, Chat GPT. Just pretend I'm fucking lying. Just pretend I'm lying. Look this up, right? Then when you get from research and discovery, which takes 2 to 5 years, preclinical testing, meaning that they got to test this on lab and animal studies, that takes another year or 2. I'm looking at it right here. That takes another year or 2. Then you got clinical trials in humans. And that takes 3 to 7 years. So by the time they get to stage 3, listen, stage 1 is 2 to 5 years. Stage 2 is 1 to 2 years. Stage 3 is 3 to 7 years. Okay? Then the next stage is regulatory review and approval, which takes 6 months to 2 years. Okay? So that's 1, 2, 3. That's stage 4. Stage 5, manufacturing, scale up, and quality testing. It says, overall, most approved vaccines take about 10 to 15 years to develop. Although some have been completed in 5 to 10, if there is a prior research or urgent public health need. So I must read that part again. Overall, most approved vaccines take about 10 to 15 years to develop, although some have been completed in 5 to 10 years if there is a prior research or an urgent public health need. So that would mean that for them to get a legitimate vaccine out the way that they did, they had to already been on a COVID-19 virus. They already had to been on it. And if they were on it, then that would mean that they would have to been doing gain of function research that we just talked about. And if anybody was the head of doing gain of function research, especially from 2014 to the present, we know who that guy is. That's the Hobbit, Frodo, the Hobbit from Lord of the Rings. Frodo, his grandpa, looking old again. Rumpelstiltskin looking motherfucker. Anthony Fauci. What we got? Similar to the few shot. What are they doing? Studying and putting into practice and then distributing the virus into the world. Shaking my head. Sounds like a depopulation agenda. I don't know. I'm gonna let people do their own. You gotta. You just gotta. People gotta do their own. Come to their own conclusion. I'm just sharing some information, right? I'm just sharing some. So it says this: the COVID-19 vaccines were unusual. I'm sure they were. Some were authorized in about 11 months because scientists had already spent years researching coronavirus and mRNA technology before COVID-19. See? Large amounts of funding allow multiple development steps to happen at the same time rather than one after another. Clinical trials enroll volunteers very quickly because the virus was widespread. Okay. Regulatory agencies reviewed data as it became available instead of waiting until the end of all studies, which would be the safest thing to motherfucking do. Which would be the safest thing to motherfucking do. Okay? If you ask me personally, but who am I? I'm just a guy. I'm just here with y'all going through the shit that they give us in life. And I'm just out here. Like I said, for me, we got 4 pillars on this damn podcast, man. Okay? It's called it's God, the Most High God, nature, science, and common sense. That's just me. All I know is like I said, there was a lot of people who got ostracized from their families. There was a lot of people who, weren't able to attend the Thanksgiving and the Christmases and all of the holidays that people, normally celebrate together. They got cut off because they were not the one to run and go get the jab and the needle. And so they were called, remember they was calling this, remember they was like, this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Like, how the fuck is this a pandemic of the unvaccinated? When did we start that shit? Remember that? Remember they was trying to say that this is because everybody, this is happening because people that's not getting vaccinated. Like, well, didn't this start because everybody wasn't vaccinated in the first place? And then the common sense thing would be, well, if you got vaccinated, you're protected, so you can't get it. So whether I have it or not, you're vaccinated. How can I give it to you and spread it if you ain't motherfucking, you can't get it because you've been vaxxed. Okay? See, here's the thing. We're like 6 years. That was like in the 2019 and all through 2020 is really when it kicked off. So we're like 6 years later almost into this thing. You feel me? So we got a lot of more information. That's why you don't hear the media saying shit about it. All these motherfucking people that was on Facebook, Captain America, Captain Planet ass people, Planeteer. Remember that cartoon, Captain Planet? We're their Planeteers. You can be one too, because saving our planet is the thing to do. Looting and polluting is not the way. Hear what Captain Planet has to say. Remember that shit? Yeah, I'm 80s baby. I remember that Captain Planet, right? Everybody posted it on their social media, all on their Facebook. I've been vaccinated. I've been vaccinated. I have been vaccinated. Come here. Shut up. Because you done ruined friendships, you done broke up the family over this shit, and we here now and look at all the information that's out right now on that ass. Woo! Oh, it's a lot of info. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a lot of info right now. So you know what? It's so much info out. Dr. Snake, Dr. Fauci can't even respond to nothing. So let's get into some of these videos real quick. Because like I said, I'm going to drop some info. I'm going to share some videos, and then we're gonna start having some fun up in this motherfucker. Now, look at this motherfucker. Hold on. Because this boy right here, your boy, man, I'm just saying, man. Your boy, Dr. Snake, Dr. Fauci, over here looking like goddamn what's the boy name? Haben Frodo, looking like his damn grandpa. I'm gonna show y'all something, man. I want y'all to see this. I'm just saying, the man act like he can't. Okay, the man act like he can't answer a question. So here we go. Hold on.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, nothing says honesty like taking the fifth, huh, Doc? Let's try something. What day of the week is it today?
Uh-oh. I don't know. Can y'all hear that?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment.
He can't answer a question.
Senator Alling.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, nothing says honesty like taking the fifth, huh, Doc? Let's try something. What day of the week is it today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color is the carpet in front of you?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the
God damn, Dr. Fauci. Wait a minute. Hold on, man. You mean to tell me? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me do it like this. Let me do this. Let me switch up something here. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Okay, let me see if I can come up in here. Dr. Fauci. I gotta say it again, you Gargamel looking, Rumpelstiltskin looking motherfucker. You mean to tell me that you can't answer what the fuck color tie you got on, fool? You can't answer what color is the Senate floor? Oh, hey man, this was y'all boy. Hey, listen. For some of y'all, this is y'all boy, man. When I say y'all, I mean the ones that was so high strong on getting that needle and that jab. The ones that was so like, hell no, I'm cutting off my friends and my family if you don't get it. This is y'all leader. This is your boy. He is the head of the NIH. Okay? Or he was. I don't know if he still is, but he was. Maybe he still is. I don't know. This is the guy that Biden gave a pardon to before he was even charged with anything. Biden gave him a pardon without him even being charged, convicted, tried for anything. There was only one other person Joe Biden did that to. You know who that was? His motherfucking son, the other Biden, his damn son. So they must have knew something, right? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Don't listen to me. I'm making this shit up.
The Fifth Amendment to the...
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. The Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyers sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because I answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic you got rich, didn't you? You got rich while people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes.
I want to be clear about something, y'all. Let me be clear, okay? Let me be clear. When he said 1 million, that was in America alone. It was about over 15 million people died globally. Okay? Globally. That was in America alone. So, fuck all that. This motherfucker, look, I put on my Facebook post, I say, who y'all hate more, Trump or Fauci? I'm just saying, because everybody like, fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. I'm like, I don't think Trump killed. He ain't had nothing to do with 15 million deaths. But well, he's racist. Well, I'm not saying Fauci is racist, but I'm just saying if he ain't racist, he's something. You're responsible for millions of deaths in America alone, bro. Okay?
For you personally, prizes totaling over $1 million, you did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's the question.
Respectfully decline to answer based upon my right under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Greg Folkers, who was that?
This motherfucker right here.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Your chief of staff is the answer. Do you remember Patricia Conrad? Who was that?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
She was your personal assistant. And what were these individuals doing in the depth of the pandemic in November of 2020 when millions of Americans were suffering from COVID? What were they doing? I tell you what they're doing. Folkers was on your behalf soliciting and gathering information for a cash award. Let's look at it. We've got his email right for the Dan David Award for Fauci. We need to beef up the COVID part. Do you have language in the can that you share that delineates how we responded in new ways to COVID? He sends this to multiple federal employees. What was the Dan David Award? Do you remember, Doc?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Constitution.
It was a $900,000 cash award. $900,000 cash award. And he got it because he used federal employees to get it. And this wasn't the only award, was it, Dr. Fauci? In fact, you applied for and received at least 8 other federal cash prizes on federal time using federal employees and federal resources. Here they are over my shoulder. Besides the Dan David Award, you've got the Partnership for Public Service, you've got the Adelson Prize, you've got the Smithsonian Award, you've got the National Academy of Medicine's Award, you've got the CDC Foundation. In fact, you turned your staff into a full-time application machine. You actually wrote to people and said, do you think maybe I'd qualify? And you got cash for all of this. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 employees, was it? In fact, you used 8 separate federal employees on federal time using federal resources to solicit cash awards. Isn't that true?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Here they are right over my shoulder. Here's all of them. The people that you use, federal employees, so that you could go and get cash money. And the most hilarious part is that you weren't content to even dragoon them into applying for all of these cash awards. You then had them go out to the ethics agencies and ethics watchdogs and demand that you be able to get the money. That's right. We've got it in your emails. Your staff and employees on federal time, using federal resources, being paid with federal dollars, are soliciting cash for you. And then they're turning around and saying to the agency, we don't want just an answer, we want to get to yes. Because Fauci wants the money. He wants it. We want to get to yes, and yes takes time. This is your chief of staff again, using federal email to pressure the agency's own ethics people so that you could get money, so that you could get rich. And it violated the law, didn't it, Dr. Fauci? Didn't it? It violated the law, didn't it? Is that a question? It is a question. You can answer. Go ahead.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Federal law, as you very well know, prohibits the solicitation of cash awards or other personal benefits for federal employees. And it certainly prohibits using your own employees to do this. 5 CFR section 2635-205B. It says it right there in black and white. You cannot use federal resources, federal dollars, federal employees, federal offices, federal email, federal time to solicit cash awards.
You know, I'm going to say this too, though. Not just that, but from my understanding, can a vaccine manufacturer like Pfizer cannot advertise itself in a way like they was doing during the whole pandemic on TV to have people get the needle or the jab during that time. It's like, if you are this, you can't also, they remember all those Pfizer commercials? I found, well, do your own homework, but I found out they wasn't even supposed to be able to do that. They wasn't even supposed to be able to do that. What type of time comments we got? We got yes, we got what we got laughing. Yeah. Yes, people, they created a division, vaccine versus unvaccinated. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Oh, okay. Genocide. Shaking my, you damn right, genocide. Shaking my head. You damn right, Tay. Genocide. That shit crazy. This man shaking in his boots. I mean, he is, but is he really? I mean, you know, he got a pardon. He was part. That's why dude told him that's why they told him from the jump. Motherfucker, stop talking about you got a pardon. That, listen, you need to talk, bro. Because you can't stand on that. You're not going to jail anyway. You got a pardon. So just talk. You're not going to jail no matter what you say. So just talk. Stop coming over here talking about you plead the fifth. That don't apply to you. That's why they told him that. They're like, stop. That don't apply to you. Talk. He's still under my counsel and my right evidence. Hey, man. I'm going to show, boy. Woo. We finna have some fun in a second. Just hold on.
And the worst part is thousands of people were dying while you were doing it. You were supposed nation's doctor, and you were playing one on TV, but this is what you were doing with your time. Isn't that true?
Council ethics under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Yeah, I can see why. I can certainly see why. You know what I can't quite figure out is that why are you so obsessed with it? Because I worked here. I mean, your net worth now is north of $12 million. You got over $1 million in cash awards during COVID, during a 12-month, 24-month span during COVID. $1 million you knocked down in cash money using federal resources. Now you're worth more than $12 million. You've got a pension that in its first year paid out north of $400,000 a year. 1 million people dead, you're getting rich. 1 million people dead, you're using federal employees to get cash awards for you. 1 million people dead, and you're here taking the fifth because you don't want to admit that what really happened in all that time was a multi-month, multi-year course of self-dealing. Isn't that true, Dr. Fauci?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Yeah, well, silence is admission. And here's the real thing. At the end of the day, it wasn't just about the money, really, was it? It was really about a power trip. I mean, through all of this, you want to be the most famous scientist in the world. You were so focused on getting every award and every drop of good, all because you wanted to be on TV. You wanted to be the sun god of science. You wanted to be the guy who was in charge of it all. You wanted to blambast Trump. You wanted to make sure that nobody else stole your spotlight. You had time to sit for In magazine. Here's what you were doing with your time. You could sit for In, but you can't answer questions for the American people. You could sit for In Style magazine, but you're here taking the fifth. You could sit for In Style magazine and get $1 million in cash awards. But now the cat's got your tongue. I bet he does.
Got him.
I tell you what, here's my conclusion from all of this. This was really all about you the whole time. Somewhere along the way, you lost your way. You may have been a good public servant at one time. I don't know. But I can tell you from reading your emails now, from looking at what you did, how you used your employees, somewhere along the line.
Pause that one right there. Hey. I'm just saying. And that was just that guy grilling him. He had a whole panel of mofos talking to him. And it's documented that plead the fifth shit. They said that Fauci said that literally over 100 times, literally. And it's documented because, they got a courtroom reporter and everything there. That motherfucker said that shit over 100 times. Like I said, man, half of America owe the other half of America an apology, man. Half of America owe the other half of America an apology, man. Just say, you know what? We sorry. We shouldn't have ostracized y'all. We shouldn't have done that. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. That was some cold shit. That was some cold shit. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. Let me I'm going to show another video because this one's literally about 55 seconds. I'm going to show this one because part of my issue with certain people, and I don't want to make this about political parties. It's not a Democrat, Republican thing. It's not a left, right thing, because I'm going to tell you like this. I've been doing my podcast for years, okay? And they had a rally. They had a protest. It was downtown LA. I went live doing my podcast. It was called Stop the Rally Mandates. Anybody can look this up. And I was live doing my show, and it was so many doctors, firefighters, police officers. It was thousands. I mean, thousands of people down there protesting stop the mandates. All type of healthcare professionals that got on stage and they spoke out against this injustice that was happening. Shit, and it wasn't covered nowhere on the news. So while I'm doing my live, there was another guy going live on his podcast. And when he was going live on his podcast, he came up to me talking to me while I was going live on my podcast. So we just talking. And he shared my stuff on his podcast. And that helped me with some recognition and everything. I swear, I wish I can get that dude and his show a shout out right now. My bad. It was so many years ago, but he was a white dude and he was cool as hell. But he did that. No, he did that. And man, let me tell you. So what I'm about to say, it's not about Democrat or Republicans, but I will say this. You got some of y'all, hey, Democratic Party, man, y'all gonna have to do something over there, man. I ain't saying Republicans ain't gotta do no work. I ain't saying that. But you goddamn Democrats better start it. Because remember, they kept saying, oh, well, trust the science. Trust the science. You mean the same science from the same group of motherfuckers that keep sitting up here talking about a man can have a menstrual cycle science? Remember, 4 pillars on this podcast: God the Most High, nature, science, common sense. That's how we roll. You mean them same people over there that was talking about them same group of people that promote that a man can have a menstrual cycle, that a man can give birth? You mean to trust the science of those people that would allow a man to participate in women's sports because he identifies as a fucking woman? You mean to tell me these same people that will allow a man to identify as a woman, as a criminal, and go to the women's prison and then turn around and get those female inmates pregnant? You mean that science? You mean the same science and the same shit that will allow a transgender individual to go to a kindergarten classroom and talk to kindergartners and elementary school kids about an alternative lifestyle? You mean to tell me them mofos? Come here. I will slap the sense into you. All right, goddamn Sodom and Gomorrah. Everybody always talking about they're Christian in the Bible. You forget about Sodom and Gomorrah, huh? I'm not mad at nobody's lifestyle, what you do. That's your business in your bedroom. But we're not going to alter. First of all, kids is off limits, regardless of whether it's heterosexual or homosexual. Leave the kids alone. Secondly, we're not going to fucking alter nature and science and common sense. So you mean to tell me these same type of mofos? No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Hell yeah, I'm on y'all asses. As a matter of fact, hold on. See, because these weirdos be thinking it's a damn game, right? These weirdos be, boy, I tell you, man, it's a shame. It's a shame. But I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Quick little 55 seconds. We're going to do this one real quick because I don't want nobody saying like I'm making up shit. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all see that? Look at them numbers. %81% of Democrats fully vaccinated. Look at them other numbers. I'm gonna rewind that part. Hold on. I want to rewind that. I think that's important. Let me hold on. I'm gonna take that one back real quick. I'm gonna piss the Democrats off. Fuck them motherfuckers. Fuck these motherfuckers. Okay. I don't mean to do this, Democrats. I'm sorry, but y'all gotta keep it real, man. It's just you're not aligning yourself with the Most High. Okay, nature, science, and common sense. Now, what did it say right here? It says 81% of Democrats were fully vaccinated, while 64% of Republicans and 69% of independents and 41% of third party supporters were not vaccinated. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I say. So I showed this because this y'all boy. No, this y'all boy. I'm showing this because this y'all boy. This is y'all boy. Y'all supported this shit, ran with it and everything, ostracizing people and everything. This is y'all boy. I don't want to hear it. This is y'all boy. Forget all that, man. This y'all boy. This y'all boy. This right here is going to be one of my lowest watched and liked videos probably of all time because they shadow banning me right now. But I don't give a shit. I do this for what I need to do it for. But yeah, you damn right. How dare y'all? Y'all ostracize people. You got the nerve to cut somebody off. You got the nerve to, oh, damn, what's the date? Hold on. I can tell you when that poll came out. Hold on. Let me see something. This was 4 years ago. This is the 4 years ago. So it was during the pandemic. It says, yes, people, they created a division, vaccinated versus unvaccinated. I think that was, what's the date on this poll? Yeah. Yeah, it's 4 years ago. And so y'all would say, well, why you keep wanting to put this on the Democrats? Why you keep wanting to say that, Nova? What you talking about? Oh, that's what we doing? Oh, why I want to keep saying that? Okay, I got something else for you. You sure y'all want? Because I came suited and booted today. Y'all sure y'all want this work? Y'all sure y'all want this work? Because this y'all boy. This y'all boy. This y'all boy. Hold on. Let me show y'all another one of your boys. Where he at? Where he at? Hold on. Where your boy at? You know he a weirdo too. Yeah, they mad at me right now. Look. Oh, here it go. Yeah. Here it go. Yeah. Another one of y'all boys. Ain't this y'all boy? Gavin Newsom? Gavin Newscum? Ain't this y'all boy? Okay. Hold on. No? No, yes it is. Yeah, it is. This y'all boy. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
A strong push to get everybody vaccinated. He delivered his message today during a press conference.
And News Channel reporter Scott Sheehan joins us live from Santa Barbara with that. Scott, you found out that some people do not agree with the governor's message.
Beth, CJ, this is one of the hardest stances that I've heard from a politician. The latest surge has been described as pandemic of the unvaccinated. But today, Governor Newsom, just a step further.
Individuals choice not to get vaccinated impacting the rest of us. Profound and devastating and deadly way.
Governor Gavin Newsom is not holding back. He's urging everyone to get vaccinated and says those who choose not to get the vaccine are endangering other people's lives.
You don't have a choice to go out and drink and drive and put everybody else's lives at risk. That's the equivalent of this moment with the deadliness and efficiency of the Delta virus.
Locally, there are mixed reactions to Governor Newsom's statement, equating vaccine hesitancy to drinking and driving.
I'm not sure how those two really correlate to each other, but I've always been a believer of just whatever you want to do, then you should have the freedom to do it.
I get his point, and I agree with it. That people aren't taking a risk when they're simply doing it because, quote, they don't have the time.
Currently, 61% of those who are eligible in Santa Barbara County are fully vaccinated. And Public Health Officer Dr. Henry Onsberg says the pandemic could be over. And some people are confused by vaccine hesitancy.
These who are trying to buy this, they're actually saving up money for the whole family to buy this vaccine. And we can't even give it away here because people are so scared of politics. It's sick.
Many of those who are vaccinated want those who aren't to get the shot to protect the community.
Right. I'm so glad they said that.
Governor Newsom also said today that
Thank you.
state employees in healthcare will have to be fully vaccinated or get tested weekly. For more information about where you can find a walk-in clinic, visit our mobile app or website. Reporting live, News Channel reporter Scott Sheehan.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You know, that was about 4 or 5 years ago too. Okay, I'm glad he said that because he's the white dude that got there told us what the country said they're trying to give it, and we're just why we're not. First of all, if it was really a pandemic the way they said it is, they should have just been giving everybody the vaccines for free. Like, here, man, we dying, everybody. Here, take it. It don't matter if you got health care or not. Just take the shit here. We finna drop them off at the doorstep, you take it, and you're good. If it was the way that, remember how they was trying to make it seem like we was all gonna die? I mean, y'all remember that. Y'all remember that. Come on now. Don't get amnesia on me now. I remember. I was there. You was too. Don't you let these mofos play with you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You was there. We was there. We was all there together. They was sitting up there talking about this was a pandemic of the unvaccinated. That all this was going down because, goddamn, the people who ain't been vaccinated, it's our fault. And it's just like, what? But if you've been vaccinated, how could you catch it? So if you're protected, it don't matter if I got it. Come here. Yeah. That's common sense. That goes with one of the pillars that we talk about, common sense on this show. If you've been protected and I got it and I'm walking around spreading, you're not going to get it. So how is this a pandemic of the unvaccinated? All I know is right now, yeah, man, it's a lot of evidence, not to mention all of the athletes that experience myocarditis, having these heart problems and heart palpitations and falling out and fainting and shit. Not to mention all of that. Oh, yeah. They got videos of athletes just falling out. Okay. They got Bronny James falling out, and they didn't say it was because of the vaccine. Now, I ain't gonna lie. They didn't say that. But he did get that needle and just boom, 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 boom. I'm just saying. Why have all of these healthy-ass people, the world's finest athletes, was getting that shit and just falling out? Why? Why do we see so many people fainting on TV, all type of shit, having strokes live on TV? I mean, what's that baseball player, black dudes, and Hank Aaron or something, was telling everybody to get it. He wouldn't got it. Like a week or two later, He transitioned. I'm just saying. I ain't saying it was because of that. I'm just saying it's some crazy shit. I'm just saying, remember that. Remember everything that was said. Remember when Don Lemon got his ass up on CNN when his silly ass says anybody that ain't been vaccinated shouldn't be allowed to go to the grocery store? Y'all remember that shit? Yeah, that was him. Remember that? I do. You can't go to the grocery store because you ain't got a jab. And come here. Don Lemon, turn your goddamn Starburst Skittle bag having ass over here anyway. I will slap the sense in you. How the hell I can't go to the grocery store getting something to eat because I decide to not go get that? Here we are. Everybody was talking all that shit while I was up. 5 or 6 years later, they talking shit. Motherfuckers quiet. All them goddamn posts on their Facebook, all that Captain Planet, Captain America shit, Avengers shit. I've been vaccinated. Open up their chest like they just did something to save the planet. The motherfuckers is quiet as fuck now. Everybody, you don't hear nobody saying nothing. Motherfuckers quiet as shit. Only people talking shit now is everybody was like, aha, I didn't get it. Now you got some people acting like I didn't get it either. Shut up. We know who got it. If we know who got it, I don't know, man. Y'all tell me. I just look. I just want to talk. I just want to come on, talk to shit about some of these weirdos and because to me it's just funny as fuck. Like how everybody trying to act like they can't fucking remember this shit. Like we wasn't there. Like they finna tell us a different narrative. We was there. We seen the shit. We know what happened. Get the fuck out of here, man. We was there. We seen it. We know what happened. We know what you did last summer. So just cut the shit, man. Cut it out. All right. That shit don't do that. Don't do that. You know, I feel like as long as people are willing to apologize to others for ending relationships, whether it be friendships, whether it be romantic relationships, any type of shit, friendship, relationships, friendship, co-workers, anything, anybody that ostracized somebody because they made a decision not to get that and they stood on their principles and they didn't get it. And then here we are now, 5 or 6 years later, looking back like, aha, you got your boy, man, dude. He can't answer. He can't even answer what color tie he got on. That's one of y'all leaders. Your boy Biden, the president, gave him a pardon before he even got there. Years before. It's like, how they know? Why would you pardon? How you gonna preempt it? How you gonna pardon somebody that ain't even in trouble yet? They already knew, like, yeah, you know you gonna go down for this. We're gonna pardon you, man. Because they know he a snitch. That's what it was. He like, look, man, y'all telling me all y'all going down. So they like, look, let's just pardon this motherfucker. Because he right. If he gets to talking and telling, we all going down. So they like, man, we just gonna give you a pardon. But somebody's gonna answer for it, though. Somebody's got to be the fall guy. Somebody's got to be the fall guy. Somebody's going to answer. Somebody's got to be the fall guy. Somebody's going to have to go down for this. I don't know, but it's just sad that, you know, this is where we've come to. Like, damn. I remember, like, people really start beef. I got into it with people that I had love for. I had people that I had love for and still got love for them, but we had words over this shit. We went back and forth on Facebook over it, whatever. And it was just like, damn, like, why are we getting into it over this shit? Everybody's talking about all of this other shit, but you don't hear none of these people mad about how many people were manipulated and lied to for nothing. They lied to everybody. They abused and used everybody, and we're cool with that shit. Like, it's just, okay, turn the other cheek. Meanwhile, let's talk about this other shit. Nah, let's talk about Fauci, how he can't even answer a fucking question. They're going to have to remove that shit. Talking about he got a pardon from Biden. They better make sure it was the real Biden and not like how they keep saying how they was just having people do that little fake signature, that little auto signature, whatever little pad. However, it's some type of electronic signature bullshit. They better make sure it's that. They would, because if it ain't really signed by him, fuck all that. Remove that part right now. Let's do some signature analysis or whatever and remove that shit right now. Lock his motherfucking Frodo Baggins Hobbit looking ass up. Goddamn. I'm telling you, he looked like he just on some bullshit. I don't give a fuck if he 85 years old. You're going to spend the rest of your days up in the pen. Whatever 5 minutes you got left out here in this world, you're going to spend it locked up because America lost 1 million people. You know, people that, if anything, people that should have got it should have been elders. They was telling people that it was so cold. They was telling people that actually got COVID naturally, gotten over it and healed from it, that they still needed to get vaccinated. Why would you do that? You've already been exposed to it. That's better than natural immunity. That was another argument. The natural immunity was stronger than that. Why, if you caught the virus and got over the virus, why do you need to go get vaccinated from the virus when the vaccine is only giving you a piece of it so your body can fight it off, can build up the antibodies and recognize it and fight it off? Okay, but you got it full-fledged. Fuck the vaccine. You got the full-fledged shit. You was down for a week or two. You got over it. You don't need no vaccine. Natural immunity take care of that. That's why I say the Most High God first pillar on this thing. And they just wanted to ignore that and say, nah, still get vaccinated. Meanwhile, we didn't even know that a lot of these companies was getting paid to make sure that each employee that got that needle, they got a check for that. California, y'all some busters, man. Y'all let New York do something y'all couldn't do. Go ahead and look this up. Did y'all know that people that got fired in New York that lost their job from not wanting to get the vax? Do you know that those people was able to get their job back and getting compensated for all the time lost? So if you was off work for a whole year or two, they paid you a whole year's two worth of salary for that you missed, and they gave you your job back. Man, please. Yeah, I'm gonna get low views on this one. they already been shadow banning my shit because I've been talking shit about this since Fauci started the Senate hearing. So they on my ass. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Y'all can look this stuff up, Google it, Chat GPT. I'm telling you, it's right there. Y'all do it yourself. But listen, I'm going to get ready to get up out of here. I just wanted to come on and let y'all know, man, these people are full of shit. And y'all need to start making people apologize. I know I do. I be on people's ass. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be on people's ass. People that was talking all that shit, when I seen it, I'll be looking at them, they be smiling. Hey, no, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. What's up with you? Oh, yeah, I'm good, man. You know, life. I'm like, no. Yeah. So you got vaccinated, didn't you? Oh, man, here you go. I'm like, yeah, I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass. Because you talked a gang of shit on Facebook. You talked a gang of shit in person. Some people told me, well, we're going to see who's right in the end. Motherfucker, it wasn't you. New York stood on business. I know people who lost jobs, denied new jobs and more. You damn right stood on business. New York stood on business, but those people that stood on business got their jobs back, and all the time that they was gone, they got paid. So if they was gone for a year or two, they got their whole salary for that year or two and got their job back. What? So that means if you was in New York and you had a job making $80,000 a year and you was gone for 2 years, they paid you 2 years worth of salary and you got your job back. Man, please. Cali, where you at? Nothing. Just sitting here quiet because you... And New York is ran by a Democratic state too, but y'all just... I'm telling you, man, y'all need to start... I don't even want to make it seem like it's about just Democrats, like it's like Republicans are just so innocent and shit, but boy, something about them Dems. I don't know. When you really follow these Senate hearings and you start looking at these laws that be passed and shit that be like, I'm telling you, even just outside of this, just dealing with pedophiles, when you start looking into like the votes that come down to giving pedophiles life or giving them more time in prison, and you look at all the people that voted no and voted against being more harder on pedophiles and shit, I'm just gonna yeah. Okay. Goddamn blue states. I'm just being real. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't have nothing against them. I'm just telling the truth. I don't have nothing against Democrats. I really don't. But they always act like they for the people. But every time it's time to show up, them motherfuckers voted against all type of shit. I be keeping up with the shit. They vote against all type of little benefits when it came to certain little pay increases and going against pedophiles and stop exposing kids to this and all that needle and that jab shit, all that. I'm telling you, all the fucked up shit, they seem to always be with it. I'm just saying, why is that? You connect the dots. I don't know. Why is that? Why is that? What's up with y'all, man? What y'all doing over there, man? What's up? Every time we look up, you want to say, the Republican Party, they support racism and people got the Confederate flag and all that. I'm not saying they don't. But you're not going to convince me that motherfucking people like Biden is less racist than Trump. If Trump is racist, you're not going to convince me that he's less racist than that. What are you talking about? They got quotes that they showed that Biden made. I was watching the Breakfast Club, listening to it when Biden made the comment and said, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. What the fuck? I seen the quotes when they start talking about busing black kids to different places to get better education and Biden was like, nah, we don't want our schools turned into a zoo. I'm just saying. Black people always talk about crime bills and how mass incarceration affected our community. Well, guess what? Do you know that the alias name of those bills that was passed? They called the fucking Biden bills. You better look that shit up. It's called the Biden bills. So I'm confused when people be saying these things. I'm like, okay, I see what you're saying. I'm not mad if you think this dude is racist, but how the fuck is he racist and he ain't racist? How? I'm just saying, like, what are we on? What are we talking about? Is this more spell work from witches and warlocks? Because I know we got covens in different parts of shit. They ain't just in the church. Motherfucking scientific community too. All these motherfuckers lined up. Yeah, I said it. They all lined up together. We on ass. We on motherfuckers' ass. I don't care. I roll with the Most High, man. Having God with you is more than having everybody against you. You better remember that shit. I fear nothing. Do what you gonna do. I'm with all that. I'm with all that. Do what you gonna do. I'm just saying, like, that's not, you gotta be able to make sense of shit. You can't just say one thing and not look at the other thing. How was one better than the other then, if that's the case? Oh, we hate the KKK. Well, down there, who founded the motherfucking KKK? What party did they originally start from? You go look up. I ain't even gonna say it. See, go do your homework. See, all the facts is out there. Ain't no excuses no more. You got ChatGPT, you got Google, you got all type of shit. YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. That's all. Everybody dropping info. It's all type of shit. You can just talk and it should just come up right there like bing bing. You hear the shit. Bing bing. Siri. Who the bing bing. Shit's come up. Bing bing. Ain't no excuse. You ain't got to argue with nobody. Next time you in public, somebody get arguing with you, just be like, okay, hold on, stand right there. Chat GPT. Bing bing. And motherfucker go, yeah. Show them the shit right there in their face. Like, you see this? Come here. Shut your ass up. You spreading bullshit. You spreading an agenda. Shut your ass up. You ain't really for the people. It just sounds good because you a wolf in sheep's clothing. Y'all better start watching y'all back. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I'm getting ready to get out of here, man. I just wanted to give y'all a little something. I can go even deeper. I can get into all the different variants. I could get into how they got different variants from these different places. But like I said earlier in the show, you had different vaccine manufacturers in different regions of the goddamn country, of the globe. And everybody remember when they had COVID, then other persons, remember in UK, they had the Delta virus, and over here they had another form of variant of COVID, and other places they had another variant of COVID. Well, all these different places, they got different They got different needle and jab manufacturers. I'm not saying that that's that and that's why. I'm just saying it's something to think about and look. Maybe you might want to look into it, because how the fuck you got all these different variants, and where these different variants is that everybody got a different manufacturer. I don't know. But it's your boy, big brother, little brother. It just depends on the situation. But it's your boy, Noble Alexander, in the building. And now I'm finna be out this motherfucker. Love ya.